Course planning and evaluation inquiry 2. When I chose this course, my purpose was to improve my skills in course planning and course design and evaluation, and also gain some knowledge and develop professionally. I'm happy that I had chosen this course because it was really, really interesting, and it was really very helpful for me, and I am sure that I have improved a lot thanks to this course, because I learned a lot of new things about course planning, about learning outcomes, about assessment tasks, about alignment of tasks to the course learning outcomes, and so on. Across the semester, actually we did a lot of assessment tasks. The first one was needs assessment. It was the most challenging part, actually, because first when we started we didn't know how to do needs assessment, and but then thanks to our teachers' feedback, then thanks to doing some research on the internet, we successfully did our needs assessment. EAPP students, reading writing 4 B group students were involved in our group interview, and the findings were very interesting. We learned that the students struggled reading long authentic texts, and also they lacked confidence in writing their essays because the requirements of the rubrics were too many. Then we decided to choose reading and writing course and design our course. When we chose our learning outcomes, we tried to make sure that they align with program learning outcomes of EAPP program. And when we chose our assessment tasks, we tried to make sure that they take the learners to the final assessment task, and they were related to each other. How we sequenced learning, we started from the simple and gradually moved to the complex subjects, and each following subject was built on the previous subject, on the previous topic. During the teaching demonstration, we chose one of our reading topics, authentic articles. It was critical thinking and its importance, and we chose academic vocabulary. All of the words were chosen from the authentic material, and we created some activities, pair work, group work, individual work activities, which were interrelated and which required students' engagement and students' collaboration. And each of them ensured student-centeredness and significant learning. And in our capstone syllabus, unfortunately, due to some family issues, I wasn't able to participate in the final assessment task capstone syllabus design, but I was able to read my group mates' sharings, and they worked on the course learning outcomes, refined them, they finalized the rubrics, and they took into consideration teachers' feedback, and they also refined assessment tasks. Then when we dive deep into our design principles and concepts, I would like to speak about alignment between course learning outcomes and program learning outcomes. Actually, it was interesting for me to look through program learning outcomes and together with my group mates to choose and make course learning outcomes. It was a challenging task, but again, I want to mention that we successfully, I'm sure, did it. And our teacher also provided her feedback. Then we refined and improved our course learning outcomes and make sure that they aligned with the Fink's taxonomy. Fink's taxonomy was also something new for me. I found it very interesting. I found it very helpful because it was simpler than Bloom's taxonomy. I liked Fink's taxonomy because all of the categories were interrelated and they were like they made a flower. So they were like petals of the flower. And it wasn't in the hierarchic order. They are able to be realized simultaneously. It is what I liked in Fink's taxonomy. And when we chose our course learning outcomes, we tried to make sure that they aligned with the Fink's taxonomy, and we tried to take into consideration that each course learning outcome reflected in itself 2-3 categories from the Fink's taxonomy. It was actually our aim, and we somehow did it. And also, about significant learning. This term was new for me, and I liked this term a lot, and it's something I frequently use and think about, significant learning. Even if I did it before in my classes, in my lessons, I never thought about significant learning as a term. And what I liked, there are some ways of providing significant learning. And I liked the activities being learner-centered. And I also liked scaffolding. How scaffolding takes the students to the final assessment task and prepares them, helps them to collaborate. And also in the assessment tasks, I liked most what it was important for me to learn how each assessment task prepared the student for the next assessment task. For example, if they did academic vocabulary graded assignment, it provided the students with academic words which they were able later to use in their essays or later to use in their summaries. And after, for example, doing academic vocabulary graded assignment, they were able to use these words in their summary writing graded assignment. And then, thanks to summary writing graded assignment, they were able to use the outside sources in their graded argumentative essay. So each graded assignment took the students to the following graded assignment, and finally they reached the last final graded assignment, which was argumentative essay. And before the course, I never thought about the term significant learning, as I mentioned it before. And I didn't know about Fink's taxonomy. And even if my classes involved learning new knowledge and application, I never thought about integration, about caring, and about learning how to learn, which were new for me. Even if I had heard about learning how to learn, I didn't know that it was reflected in Fink's taxonomy. Now, when I design my class activities, when I prepare my class activities, I try to take into consideration Fink's categories, Fink's taxonomy, and to involve not only learning knowledge application, also try to involve some integration, then human dimension, and also caring and maybe learning how to learn. And before this course, I didn't think about reflective writing, and it was something new for me. I am thankful for the course and to my teacher, Samira Khanum. I learned about the importance of reflective writing and the types of reflective writing. And I would like to do some more research, maybe to learn more. I have chosen some books, some sources from the Fink's significant learning book, our textbook, and I'm planning to do some more learning, to study more and to read more about significant learning, about students' engagement, assessment tasks, and about assessment design and some more. And in conclusion, I would like to thank the EAPP administration for creating such a chance, and I would like to thank Samira Khanum for teaching me and helping me to learn about significant learning.